wonder, Tucker, where this leaves the future of the MAGA movement. I mean,
the future of the MAGA. Well, that's over. There's no future of the MAGA movement. Obviously, we're done.
This war caused the end.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, what is the MAGA movement? Trump has defined it as whatever he wants. Well, it's not a movement. That's a tick. That's a preference. It's like, what do I feel like having for breakfast this morning? Well, today it's, the pancake movement. It'll be Eggs Benedict movement tomorrow. Like, it's not a movement. It's just like it's a desire.
But you believed in it.
Well, I never understood what it was. No, I never believed in MAGA. I believe in making America great again. I certainly believe in its literal definition. But its operational definition was never clear. What I believe in is putting your country first. If you're leading your country, of course, its concerns are at the top of your list of concerns, in the same way that your children's concerns are more important, your children's needs are more important to you as a parent than your neighbor's kids' needs and concerns. You're the parent. That's nature. Again, that's just natural. There's nothing crazy or fascistic about that. In fact, any other form of government is crazy and fascistic. Every other form of government is tyranny. That's the only legitimate form of government, where the leaders put, not to the exclusion of everyone else's concerns, like you don't have to hate your neighbor's kids to love your own. You can love all kids. But if it comes down to it, you put your kids first because you're their parent. And that same worldview has to be the way the U.S. government operates in order to be legitimate. And that's what America First means. And so I will never stop believing that. I think every other American believes that too. The phrase America First scares people because it's like Nazi or something, but like in real life, there's no other way to run a government. And I still believe that. And this war was the most obvious betrayal of that. We didn't go to war to protect our own interests. We went to war to serve Israel's interests. They've said that out loud. So this is not a conspiracy theory. That's contemptible. That's wrong.
You've spoken about sovereignty, democracy. I mean, I'm just going to quote you. You say, we're clearly on the road to radical destructive change in the United States. And obviously you've talked about the erosion of democracy. I mean, you're not just standing on the outside observing. What is your role sort of going forward within this? There's no MAGA movement. That's dead, according to you. Donald Trump has about 2.5 years left to run. I'm just curious, I mean, people often ask you if you're going to run and what your role is going to be in the future of America.
I mean, I think I'm very much standing on the outside. I mean, I don't have a real job. I mean, I'm just like a podcaster. I'm just observing things that I think are very obvious.
You've got millions of followers. You have Donald Trump's
for
ear.
Right now, I'm not big on self-awareness. It's hard for me to see myself clearly.
So let me tell you the anecdote at the RNC. So okay. I was there in Milwaukee. You came out, it was a few days after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. You were sort of the warm-up act ahead of the president. And it was perhaps the most sort of cheered speech of all. And there were a number of speakers over several days. And, the Americans who were there were listening to what you had to say, and they found it compelling.
Well, I really meant it. They pushed me to write out a speech and put it in the teleprompter, and I just don't give speeches that way. I say a prayer and just start talking, which I think is a much better way and it's easier, by the way. It's hard to read a speech. I'm not very good at it. But it also guarantees that you say what you really think because it just emerges. And I really believed it. I mean, I'm not paid to be there. I went there at my own expense. I really believed it. I thought Trump was the option. And I think at the time he was. And then something, again, I just keep getting back to the same thing. I'm not going to theorize about what actually happened, but something happened. And we have an obligation to understand if we're going to preserve what I think is fundamentally a pretty good system where the people have a stake in their government. Because what's the option? What's my role in this? I'm kind of doing it right now. I mean, I can tell you this, I would never vote for anyone connected to the modern iteration of the Republican Party. And I hate to say that, I voted Republican to the extent I've voted, which is not that much, but I've always been on the Republican side, always, my whole life. My parents were, I worked for the government, and Republican voters, Trump voters, are my favorite people. I think they're the best people in America. They're the nicest. They believe in the system. They're orderly, they're law-abiding, they're kind. I mean, not all of them, but in general, they're the best people in the country. But the leadership of the Republican Party is completely out of control, completely out of control. And I just would never support anything like that. And of course, the Democratic Party is just no values in common, so I would not support that either. So I do think there has to be an option to
Would
this.
you run?
That's literally the last thing I think I would want to do, that I'm suited for. I just don't think I'm a natural politician.
Donald Trump wasn't.
Yeah, you know, Trump had a couple of qualities I don't know that I have. I mean, there's a lot of qualities I don't think I have, but one in particular, man, that guy's tough. He's really tough. In a true, I mean, he's weak. On the other hand, obviously, he got pushed into a ridiculous war. But on another level, he's really a tough man. Whatever you think about what happened at Butler, he really was shot in the ear. The man behind him was killed by the bullet. So that actually happened. You get shot and you stand up and do, that can't be rehearsed. I know there's a lot of theories about it. It's all a setup. Come on now. I mean, I talked to him that night. I called him that night that he was shot, and he was fine. I mean, he's tough, and you have to be tough. They go after your family. They've already gone after my family in a very big way, and I find it so upsetting I can barely focus. I love my family. They didn't sign up for this, you know? So the idea that you could take that level, that your children could be targeted, and his have been targeted with like potential prison sentences on fake charges, and then keep going? I mean, I don't know, man.
But it's not a hard no.
Well, it's a hard no as of now. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any desire. I don't know that I would be willing to trade the safety and happiness of my family for that.